Hello everybody, Marty Brill here, and we roll into June. Happy June. It's the first, and had a pretty good weekend on the fishing. We had some wind that breezed up, especially yesterday. The wind for a lot of the weekend when it shifted was out of the north, northeast, northwest, all the northern things, and it was cooler. I kind of enjoyed that out of my garden, but that is a wind that causes a lot of problems for our offshore fleet. For instance, yesterday the fleet out of Hatteras was small, but I'll tell you all about that and everything else that did happen when I come back in just a moment.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
So the fleet was small out of Hatteras yesterday, just very few boats. One of them that went was the Carolina Girl with Jessie Anderson. She is a long time, maybe one of my very longest sponsors. She did get out and had a nice catch of, in Hatteras they call them dolphin, which I love, and that's what they are, but a lot of people call them mahi, to be more politically correct. But anyway, nice catch, and both of our fleets, and probably Ocracoke too, although I don't hear much out of Ocracoke, but it's been really good spring for this good quality size dolphin, bailers, and then up to some gaffers. I've already seen a couple over 50 pounds, which is really at the very upper end of that scale. The fleets down there, you could call it a drumbeat, and it would be appropriate because the inshore fleet doing really good every day. Some days they're sight casting the red drum. Some days they're fishing around the inlet for sheephead. Some days they're sight casting the cobias, and most days they're doing pretty good on bluefish and Spanish mackerel. And some days they're doing all of it. It's a really good time to maybe give that a try, inshore or backcountry fishing on these boats with single outboard motors. They're kind of like a Keys bonefish boat, only they're a little higher sides and a little bit more seaworthy because they do spend a lot of time in the ocean. But it's a very talented group of fishermen in both Hatteras and Oregon Inlet that do the backcountry stuff. The Oregon Inlet fleet had a good weekend. Again, a little choppy on Sunday, but there have been multiple blue marlin caught over the last few days. They've had really good now almost for the whole week. Really good mahi fishing, just like in Hatteras with bailers and gaffers. There's been a few wahoo caught. And if you're new to my program, you think, wahoo? Is there really a fish called a wahoo? Well, there is, and it's one of the fastest fish in the ocean. Beautiful blue torpedo-looking fish, mouthful of teeth, and this is the time of year when we start catching them. Hatteras, I call the wahoo capital of the world, but Hatteras, Oregon Inlet, and Ocracoke, all three, enjoy that as a gold star catch on any given day. You don't get them every day. But I would say you could maybe say from June through August that the fleets average one per boat per day. There'll be days when they catch 4 or 5 and days when they catch none. But that's the wahoo for you. Really good to eat. If you like swordfish, you'd probably like wahoo. Actually, wahoo's better than swordfish. But anyway, they had a few yellowfin tuna. A couple boats hit them pretty good, but that was not fleet wide. So that's what you had going on there. And the inshore fleet for Oregon Inlet had a good day on Saturday on the cobia. They're catching plenty of bluefish around the inlets. They also are catching some red drum, and the Spanish mackerel bite is, I think it was Pirates Cove Marina said they were crushing the Spanish mackerel. So really some crowd-pleasing fishing near the shore. And I'm not taking anything away from the offshore boats, but we got to give credit where credit is due. So maybe consider that if you're down visiting an inshore or backcountry trip, and make sure you do your due diligence and scout them out a little bit and work through a marina in most cases. But anyway, that's what's going on there. Surf and pier fishing. I got a Rodanthe pier, kind of like halfway in the middle of our surf fishing area. They were recording 70, 71 degree water, to give you an idea where we're at water temperature wise. A little cooler north of Oregon Inlet, a little warmer south of Hatteras Inlet. There's still big bluefish being caught, and some of them have been real good. Ramp 43 actually on Hatteras Island has been a good spot for multiple bluefish catches. There's still some drum of all sizes being caught. So that's something to think about. And down at Ramp 55, which is getting down on the lower end of Hatteras Island, we need to call that the trophy ramp. Darn if that place hasn't been good this year. They've been catching a lot of the bigger drum down there. They've been catching big bluefish. And then yesterday, Andrew Pullen caught a 9-pound sheephead down there. A 9-pounder. Now that, to me, catching a sheephead in the surf, I didn't know you could, but they do. And that's the way things have changed since the last time I went surf fishing. So you do also have some other stuff to catch. I mentioned the drum, puppy drum, and then some that are bigger than slot-sized puppy drum, right on up to a few big ones. There's Spanish mackerel, there's sea mullets. I saw where Kara from Red Drum had posted that the point had some limited access, but I don't quote me on that. Make sure if you go in that direction on Cape Hatteras, if you go anywhere on the beach, that you do a little research, and your local tackle shops will set you straight on that quickly on what you need to have. Anyway, we'll take a little break and we'll come back and talk backcountry fishing in just a moment.
Ahoy there, folks. Captain Ben Brown here, and I want to invite you aboard the Miss Oregon Inlet 2. She's a modern 60-foot headboat outfitted with the latest top-quality safety and fishing equipment. We make multiple trips per day out of the world-famous Oregon Inlet Fishing Center. Visit MissOregonInlet.com or call us today at 252-441-6301, extension 1. So ditch the beach for a bit and set sail with the Miss Oregon Inlet 2.
In the backcountry, pretty quiet. Not a whole lot going on in the backcountry. It's been a little bit of action back there on some drum, but it's not very newsworthy right now. Some real purists, people that really know what they're doing and study it and work hard at it, are catching a few. Haven't heard of much of a trout bite yet. And keep in mind, this fishery is completely much more covert than it is on the other side of the beach, because it's a little bit more territorial back there. They're protecting their assets. Just know when it gets good, I'll let you know. And then you figure out where you want to go and who you want to go with. But we still are seeing some rockfish up in our inland waters, north and west of, let's say, Nags Head. Back up that way, up into the Albemarle Sound, and then all the way up around Edenton. They're still catching them up that way and beyond, so that's a good thing. And talking with Jimmy Simonson the other day, it's still a little bit slow further north. Usually we'll throw in a report for Hampton Roads area, but things haven't got firing up there yet. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Meanwhile, you're not going to catch them in a motel room, so the best thing you can do now as we roll into a brand new month is go wet a line, and there's lots of ways of doing it. You can fish on a pier without a license. You can go in a tackle shop and rent tackle if you need to. Although before you do that, ask how much it costs to buy the basics for going surf fishing. I think you'll be a little bit surprised. And if you wash the sand out of the reel at the end of each day, you'll use those rod and reel combos over and over year after year. So anyway, no excuses for not giving it a try. I hope you have a good day and the good Lord blesses you richly.